Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Insurance Interest presented by Polaris Insurance Solutions. This is Nelson Searcy back again with Amy, and today we wanted to kind of preview a bit of a quote-unquote schedule of the insurance broker for anyone that is interested in getting into the industry or is new to the industry, plus showing how when working hard and growing your business early on, it can lead to some freedoms later after seeing that growth really come to life.
Thank you, Nelson. Yeah, the life of an insurance broker is definitely an interesting one, and it changes and evolves, obviously, as your business does. For me, when I started, I was a single mom. I had a lot more time than I had money, which is almost comical because as a single mom, you don't have a lot of time. But in my situation, it was definitely more than I had money. So what I did in trying to prospect for clients was I spent a lot of time getting out into the community. I joined the chamber, some free networking groups, and just got my name out there and my story and my belief system in regards to health insurance. And from there, I began to work leads, and my schedule was pretty structured. I really had to put my head down and get good at being disciplined and consistent in making calls and reaching out to potential prospects. And as that began to spin out into sales, then I had more referrals, and it continued on like that into a snowball effect. Now, that snowball didn't really get rolling for a while. So I will tell you, just to be honest, those first few years as a health insurance agent, you need to stay focused and disciplined and consistent. It is not a get rich quick, but it is a get rich slow business. And the only way you can really fail is if you quit. So get yourself around positive people that are successful in this business, sit at their feet, learn and listen, and apply them into your business. There are a lot of very successful insurance agents and brokers out there. So really find those people. Learn from them, apply them to your situation. I just want to share some things that I've learned along the way that could help you in the beginning stages of your business as a health insurance agent. You really need to come to grips with what your belief statements are, what you believe as a person, as an agent, specifically in health insurance, and be able to relay that message to people, because people are either going to align with your beliefs or not, and that's okay. But it will save you a lot of time from chasing people down. You know, I know I've spent months chasing people to get them finally as a client, which ended up being a disaster. So because those people just simply didn't believe the same things that I did. So get those belief statements really crystal clear in your mind and in your heart, and be able to relay that message to people. Then they'll either be attracted to you or not. Like I said, that's okay. Some will, some won't. So what? As my business began to grow, after a few years, things were really developing along well. I was able to begin to grow the agency in other ways. In some examples of that would be I began attending some conferences and things that would help me grow as a person, and specifically in my health insurance business, began to see bigger picture of things as far as our agency goes. We were hiring assistants, and agents were coming to us wanting to work with us. So our business began to organically grow. Once you're able to hire an assistant, it really takes a lot of busy work off of your lap that allows you to grow in a multitude of ways. So I would encourage you, right before you think you can afford one, make the leap of faith and hire one. You will be so thankful. You'll be less stressed, and your business will really begin to grow more rapidly because you will have time to invest in the growth of that and get out in the community and in the world and become more known. As my Coach Michael Burt will say, you can be the best agent in the world, but if nobody knows you, it doesn't really matter. So getting out there in the world and becoming known is important. So my days look very different now, where I have some more time flexibility to work on the growth of the business, the growth of myself as a person, in addition to handling a ton of referrals from current clients. We also have a marketing program going on. So it's changed a lot. And one thing I'm very thankful of being in this industry is that I've had some time freedom. Early on in those days as a single mom, I was still very into my kids, obviously, and I didn't want to miss their events and their activities and pouring into them. So what's nice about this industry is that you can schedule that. So if I wanted to take 2 hours out of my day to go watch my son play in a golf tournament, I could do that, but I knew I needed to make that up either in the evening or earlier in the day, that day or another day or on a Saturday morning. And that was cool because people are available and wanting to meet with you at different times of the day, also to work with their schedules. And now I have even more time flexibility to be able to travel, whether it's for work or pleasure. And I know that our business is being well run by those that are working in it. So in the beginning of your business, I would really encourage you to get with your leader or mentor and tell them about what your goals are, where you're wanting to go with this business. They'll be able to work those numbers backwards and to a daily task list, basically, and walk you through what that looks like. And then you just need to be committed to the process and put your head down and do the work. I mean, we all get frustrated. We all have wanted to quit. In the beginning, I wanted to quit every day, or maybe multiple times a day. Then it began to lessen to maybe multiple times a week, multiple times a month. There's still days when I'm just like, man, I really just want to go get a job where I work with plants and I don't have to talk to people. But it's all worth it. So you just have to stay committed to the process and to your goals and just know that it's going to get there. Stay in close contact with your mentor or your leader to really report back to how things are going. Run the reports, look at the analytics, tweak things as you need to, but just know to follow the recipe. When you get that recipe from your aunt when you go to Thanksgiving dinner, what do you do when you come home with the recipe? You make the recipe exactly how she had it laid out because it's going to turn out exactly how her dish turned out that you love so much. If you change something in that recipe, who knows how it's going to turn out. So follow the recipe, do what your mentor says. Maybe once you're really in the groove and you have a successful business going, you want to make a little tweak to the recipe, just like back to your aunt's recipe from Thanksgiving. Maybe you want a little more spice or a little less sugar to make it more your own, but it's still delicious. You can do that with your business as well. Just follow the original recipe from the beginning, though, and don't try to reinvent the wheel. You'll spend a lot of time, money, and effort and stress, with something that isn't going to necessarily turn out that way. In working your business, really have a clear picture on where it is that you're wanting to go with this business. You may not see the full picture in the moment, but really have those goals in mind. That's going to be what gets you through those really hard days when you want to quit. As I shared, when I started, I was a single mom with 3 kids, so those are my reasons. And I was just trying to provide the basics, food, clothing, and shelter. That's like really all I could focus on at the time. Just trying to make at least as much income as I had bills, make sure everybody's fed and had a roof over their head, had clothing, that kind of thing. I didn't see the big picture that the Lord had for me, and that was probably a good thing, because I would have probably went running the other way, thinking there was no way I could do all of that. So it's okay for you to have a more central focus, I guess, than the 30,000-foot view, and just work towards that. And as your business grows, so do you grow as an individual and as a business owner. And those goals and those visions of where you're going to be going will alter and change along the way, and that's okay. I really came to a point in my business where I had a conversation with God and just said, this is your business anyway. I'm just going to lay it down at your feet. You do whatever you want with it. Blow it up, shut it down. It doesn't matter. I know that I'll have peace, whatever that is. If it is to keep the business going and thriving, please send the clients that you feel like need us and we need them. Same thing with agents. If you want us to have a team, just send the people. I have not been a big recruiter because I take people's lives seriously. I know they have families to feed and different things going on. And so I really just want to work with a smaller team of people, that organically came to us and who are ready to work the grind and have the passion and the goals of the areas that they want to work in. But just keep working it and letting the Lord lead and evolve you and your business over time. And there is a great peace in that, and success will come, and He will prepare you for that.
Thank you, Amy, for sharing with us that journey in not only your schedule as your insurance journey has taken you along, but also providing us with some advice and some lessons that can really help business owners in many industries as they look to grow their businesses over time. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in with us today. Reminder that you can find this podcast, The Insurance Interest, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, as well as finding Polaris Insurance Solutions on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.